we were going to a little church here in town, and
Our son.
yeah, he actually was catching the bus at McDonald's to go down to Freedom. I think it was Dustin who was preaching down at Freedom one Wednesday night and mentioned that GC was coming up here. And that's how we heard about it. I felt God pulling. And so I started praying about it, and that's how we heard about it.
I was not a church attender at all. I grew up a very different lifestyle. My dad and them were bikers, and I mean, I was around partying all the time, and it ain't always been a perfect marriage, because I used to like to drink, party all the time, and I thought of me more than I did of we or them. We got to a point of divorce. I mean, it got bad enough where I spent more time partying, hanging out with my buddies, and she spent all the time with taking care of the house.
One pivotal moment was when we did separate for 6 months, and it was actually good for us both. It drew us actually closer and made us realize what we
actually had,
drew us both closer to God, and realized that, neither one of us was putting God in our relationship.
And that was one of the things too, when we were separated for that 6 months. And that was stepping outside of my comfort zone. I've always been the tough guy, the mean guy that wasn't scared of nothing, could handle anything. And that was a point in my life that I couldn't handle. I had no control of it, and I didn't know what to do. And a lot of people was always telling me, give it to God, give it to God. And my biggest thing back then was, what is he gonna do? I'm the one that's supposed to do this. And the whole time I was wrong. It was him, and that's all he was waiting on, was me to give it to him. And I think that was a big change in both of our lives. Is she heard me all the time talk about stuff like that, but she never seen me put steps forward to do what I needed to do.
And he went to the men's retreat this year for the first time. And that is the first time I have truly seen a huge transformation just from top to bottom. That men's retreat turned him on his head.
Yes, it did. That was a big turning point for me. I mean, I got to where I attended our services regularly, but when I went to the men's retreat, seeing grown men out there, that very intimidating looking men, break down and cry and tell their story. And it's like, when I was a kid growing up, like I said, my dad and them were mean. God, they were mean bikers. And the biggest thing back then was, I'll give you a reason to cry. You want to cry, I'll give you a reason to cry. So I was always raised, don't cry. You don't show weakness. And that men's retreat, I seen a lot of men's weakness come out, including mine. And that to me was one of the most amazing things, was to see the transparency and see that there is true love out there. I mean, people love each other, and I was always get what I can get before somebody else gets it. And the people here, 99% of the people I've ever met here would give their shirts off their backs for you. I joined the shuttle team. Gaines, that is one of the most amazing men you will ever meet in your life. I mean, he doesn't pretend to be somebody he's not. He is Gaines, and that's all he is. But yet he comes out there and he'll come up and you reach out, shake his hand, and he gives you a hug. And it's just, he has helped me a lot. I mean, there's several men in this church that have really helped me, but Gaines, just in the last 6 months of spending time around him and being here, it's an amazing thing. It really is.
Small group, our weirdo small group that we joined was incredible. There's something special about that family.
Yes. I'm hoping, and I know she does too, that our way of changing our lifestyle is going to be an influence on them, where they see, God, mom and daddy go and look how they treat each other now. They seen who I was, and now they see who I am. And I'm hoping that they see that, realize that God's actually touched me and made me realize what I've done wrong and what I need to do. And I'm hoping that they see, man, if he can change daddy, if anybody, he can change daddy, he can change me. Ago. Everybody always says, well, it's too late. It's never too late. It is never too late. You can always turn your life around